Hey, Thompson Farms Adventures. But while I'm still working on the house over here, I'm bringing up videos of the past, and came across, evidently I missed recording, or I lost the footage or whatever, but I was in the process, sorry about that, I was in the process of getting the plywood done on top of the office and working on the duct. I don't know where all that stuff's at, so bear with me. I'm still learning how to do all this here, but here's what I did put together. This is all the office build. Good morning. Welcome to Thompson's Farmstead Adventure. All right, we're back on taking care of the plumbing. This is September 12th, 2023. We went ahead and finished up yesterday just by drawing this side out here. We got it all drilled out. I'm going to put the rubber grommets inside there to protect it from the wood. I know some people don't care about doing that, but I do. I've had too many water problems on this property. I'm going above and beyond, you know. And we'll get this line here into oops, over here. Gotta get this line in too for my ice maker right there. But one thing I noticed too is that, or as well, I need to put my blocking in here for my cabinets. These are the cabinets that came out of the house. I can't remember what part of the house. I'm thinking this might have been the bathroom. I'm not sure. The drawers are small. I think this was a bathroom area. I got two of these. And then this one here is going to be the center. So it's going to go this one, that one, and then the other one of these on the outside. So that way I'll use that one there as my little bar sink and stuff. And I'm gonna sand them down and repaint them, or try to stain them if I can. I might try to go with the wooden metal look kind of in this place, similar to what I'm doing over there. We'll see what happens. I may just paint them a different color. Here's the other side right there. I think they did come out of the bathroom. I can't remember. Oh no, this I think was, I can't remember. So many pieces like those over there. You know, all that came out of the house. Everything got repurposed, you know, along with like my big rooster. My wife bought that. Look at this thing. Look how tall it is. And it rocks too. Just gotta watch with the winds out here. We've got those little areas for it to anchor down. But she told me she was doing a little event over at Tractor Supply, and she goes, "I bought a rooster." I'm going, "Well, we got like 7 or 8 of them right now. We're trying to get rid of them." This is what she was talking about. Anyways, but I showed you guys before though how I repurposed, you know, everything else that I could in that house. And you know, some of it's temporary, like this. This is just a slap together just because I needed a charging station, a place to put all my screws and nails, and you know, just get everything gathered up and grouped up. And it's on wheels, so you know, we'll go ahead and get all that pipe up there installed. We're gonna just get everything that we possibly can done as far as the blocking, the water lines, and then we're gonna go purchase some drywall and start applying all the drywall here. Get it all on, you know. I'm gonna sit back and, you know, think a little bit. Do I need any blocking on this wall here? Do I need any blocking anywhere else? Pretty much that's it, you know. Electrical's done. I figured everything out there. Oops. And now we just move forward. I don't do videos of us actually doing the work because it's so chaotic trying to find pieces. it's easier to set things up when you're doing small projects. But because we're all over the place in this house and on the property and in the office, my tools get scattered all over the place. When you're doing a new build, you know, it's much easier to focus on certain items until you get down to the finish work. The finish work is where it becomes a real problem. You know, all the fixtures, all the trim and everything else, you know, that's when it takes the most timing. But building the concrete slab, plumbing underground, you know, the framing, getting it dried in, that goes pretty fast. It's all the stuff on the inside, making sure you got all your outlets where you want them, you know, the ones that you forgot outside that you go, oh, I need those for Christmas, or I need those for the holidays. All that kind of stuff, you know. Timers and irrigation, if you guys choose to use irrigation, you know, just everything that is involved with a complete build. I have to sit here and look at it step by step and try to forecast what I got to do and what I need. So it takes a bit of time. You know, new projects, they usually have plans. You know, the electrician has their stuff, plumber has his stuff, you know, and they bid on the job. Here, we're looking, for one, moving from California, sunny California, you know, where we get about 7 inches of rain, 7 inches of rain a year, if that. We left in a drought. It was like a 5-year drought. And moved to a different state that has constantly changing weather. And then moving to a piece of property, when you first get here, everything's all beautiful and nice and stuff, you know, which what, and it still is, you know, everything is. But then we start finding out where we have water problems, you know, where it floods out in certain areas, and the ideas that you thought, hey, we can plant over here, then you see it floods out. You go, well, there goes that idea, unless you improvise and raise it like I'm going to do. You start looking at what goes on around the property, how the drainages are, you know, what you can and can't do, or what you really need to do, you know. So the idea of us moving here was basically move in, get acclimated, and work on our food. You know, growing a garden, raising some animals, you know, finding out where our property line was at. When we first moved here, we didn't know exactly where the property line was at. So we had to call them out, you know, and site the land. We didn't know where our, you know, what the boundaries were, so we can put up our fencing so we can get livestock. Well, all that changed because of all the different types of freezes we went through and different issues each time a freeze happened. And I don't want to keep going through all that. So I had to make all these drastic changes. And that's what put me behind on the shop build, because that was the first thing I framed out. The first thing I did when I got in here, I took off all the panels all the way around and installed R30 insulation behind it. So I have R10 and R30. And then I started building the framework here. And then it sat for the longest time because I had to work on the house. And instead of just doing a quick fix over there, we did a complete remod. So I made sure that we're not going to have any more issues down the road. So everything takes time. And that attic was not easy to work in because it was all blown in insulation with water lines and electrical lines everywhere. And now you'll see it's plywooded everywhere in order for us to get to all those problem points, you know, and get things removed. So that's why it takes so long here, you know. Plus, it's not easy to buy materials, you know. Kind of stuck with what they have around here. So anyways, I've mentioned this stuff before, but anybody who's just not coming in and watching this, you know, that's where we're at. And that's where we're going. So every day, like I said, is an adventure. We're going to try and make this work, make that work. And, you know, it's just part of the way it is out in the country area when you don't have a lot of access. I don't have to say country, just the way it is when you have minimal time. You got a lot of stuff on your plate, whether you're working a regular 40 or 50-hour a week job, you know, or longer. It's just, you know, things take time. But for the most part, for me, it's assessing all the situations and designing up in my head how I want it to look and how I want it to be when I'm done with all this. And take you guys along for the ride. We'll show you the progress here. Alrighty, we're back. We had lunch, took off to go get some drywall. We're gonna go ahead and install the 5/8 drywall first on the outside of this and get that over and done with. That way I can get all this stuff out of the way. I know we're still gonna work on the furnace closet, but I'm trying to get all this stuff out of the way, so once we get the furnace closet done, I can actually move my battery station, all that stuff back and get that out of the way. And then I can work on drywall on the inside. But before we drywall the inside, excuse the noise, I decided I'm going to do a water test. I want to make sure all my fittings here don't leak. You know, I know we already covered up the one for the restroom, but hey, if it leaks, I'll know. Right? So I went ahead. I had this manifold here set up, and what I'm going to do is hook up the 3 lines of one. I have an adapter that I'll hook up to this side here that I can hook a hose up to, and then I'll just put some 3/4 inch PEX on each end with some plugs, and then run the hose to it and pressure test it, and probably do that tomorrow. That way if I have any water issues, I can take care of it, get all that stuff done. In the meantime, we'll just finish up what we can of the day, getting all of this drywall up, get that out of the way. And then I can come back to this later with whatever design I decide to put up there. Tongue and groove, plywood, T111, I don't know, 4-inch style, T111 type, I forget what the name of it. You got the 8-inch and 4-inch. I do, you know, do like a 4-inch pattern or whatever, I don't know. Or maybe even just metal. I have no clue. No idea yet, but I just want to get that drywall up and get that over with, and then we'll take the manifold, whether we get to that today or tomorrow, and just kind of tie in all these lines that I got here. I got one up there, here, one up there, and just tie them all in and run the hose out, do a quick pressure check, make sure nothing leaks, and then start drywall in the office. So that's where we're at today. I'm gonna pretty much be working on that, and then we'll get back to you guys tomorrow and show you what we've done and where we're going, and things change day by day. It always takes time, but you know, I'd rather take my time and think it through and do that water test and not regret it later after it's all finished. You know, it's usually what happens. People end up finding leaks because they don't do all the tests. They just kind of slam stuff in, try to get it done, find out they put a hole in it or something, you know, or fitting didn't go on properly. You know, just little notes to take, you know, to take your time. Think about it. We finally got all the drywall up there done. We've got the drywall in here going. We have 2 areas that we're waiting on. We're putting a pressure test right now to the hose, making sure that none of these fittings here leak. That one down here, well, they seem to be dry, feeling good. We do have water coming here. I just turned it on, and you can see little water drops right there, just to make sure that water is coming out. And then what we did is we ran the hose from the house, and I had to go down to the supply store, pick up a washing machine hose so I can put this fitting on here. That's right. Put that fitting on there and hook it up to the manifold, and we're just testing 3 lines right now. So I went ahead and, you know, just blocked off the 3/4 and made everything long enough so I could pull it off. But right here, this is pretty much the manifold I'm going to be using. So we'll go ahead and let this thing get tested out. I do have to watch for water here, because we drilled out that hole for the bathroom, which we can't get into because all this stuff's in the way. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to happen, we'll go ahead and Matthew's screwing off all the walls and stuff where he needs to, and getting everything all buttoned up, and then all we have left to do is this little area here, and I can start taping and mudding. Found out though that this building has fallen from previous owners. You can't see everything on the initial walkthrough, but over here in the corner of the building, before I built this pad and put all this junk in the way, I can see that the foundation at the time was getting kind of like undermined, and it was getting exposed pretty good. Kind of like that right now. You can't see it because of all the ivy here. But, that should be filled up to here. It should be dirt up to this height. Compact it back. So I think what I'm going to do at some point in time, I wanted to have concrete in this area here and maybe build like a little lean-to thing to park my trailers underneath. I'm not sure. I still kind of want the building over there on the other side of the lake. That way everything's over there, away from this area. And I can turn part of that building into like a little barn for any animals that we have over there for the wintertime. What I wanted to do is bring the concrete over here and then tie into the foundation to kind of help support. I was going to underpin, or not underpin, but underpour, dig out a little bit on the edge around this building, and then underpour it, and then tie some concrete into this area here. I may make this here a little drive area because we are going to have the driveway come in this way, and then I might just have it to where we can drive around out this way as well. I'm not sure yet. My idea was to have, Conex box here that that I kind of brick up around and concrete it in to make it more of an outdoor storm shelter, because I'm not happy with being inside the house if the house collapses. I'd rather be out here. But we'll see. I still have got to worry about the water issues and stuff here, and chicken coop. So before I can get onto concrete here, where I'm at.